Hello, I'm Ed Baines and I'm going to be making a delicious risotto using porcini mushrooms, Parma ham, lovely mascarpone cream cheese, some rocket, some peas, finishing it with a touch of butter and of course that Parmigiano Reggiano. To get going, first thing you need is a nice fresh onion. We'll slice that in half and then with the root away from you, you want to finely chop the onion. And it's very essential really, you get your onion the same sort of pieces. You don't just want some rustically rough chopped onion, and ideally in the same sort of size as the pieces of rice. Otherwise you find as you're cooking it, the onion of course is going to cook at different stages. So we just slice that as fine as we can, take a pot and over a low heat we're going to add some unsalted good quality butter. And I'd say about 1.5 ounces of butter, and then you just want to stir the onions into the butter and you just want to gently boil the onion until it's completely translucent and soft. The idea with risotto is you don't want to fry the onions and get any colour on them. And now, on the side, you want to make sure you start bringing up to heat some stock. We're using vegetable stock for this recipe. And you just want a good, at least 3 pints of stock. And once it comes to a nice rolling boil, just have it bubbling away gently on the side. And I'm going to use half a clove of garlic and just chop that up. And then using a little pinch of salt over the garlic, using the side of a knife, crushing the garlic, the salt will break up the fibres of the garlic and you'll end up with this lovely paste which will actually work its way right the way through the dish. We can add that over the onions now. And again, just over a moderate heat, stir that in and just let these gently cook through until they're translucent. Now, the onions are nicely softened. We've cooked them gently in the butter. This is a technical part of making risotto. It's very important. You want to increase the heat of the hob to 3/4 full. So you've got it nice and hot. Get the fat in there nice and hot with the onions, and we add the rice. And really you want 1 heaped tablespoon per person with risotto, because of course it expands so much. We want to stir the rice through until it's completely coated. Now the reason you do that is you're actually sealing the rice so it doesn't release all the starch and become just a sort of sloppy porridge. Okay, we've sealed off the rice. It's lovely. You can see just around the edges it's slightly translucent. You want to lower the heat again now. We're going to add some really lovely crisp dry wine to this. And just in it goes. We're going to add about a glassful of wine and immediately it will come up to the boil. And as this starts to thicken, take a ladleful of stock. And I always add a couple of ladles at a time. The stock's nice and hot. That's very important as well. You don't lose the temperature within the rice. A couple of ladles of stock can go in there. Give it a stir. Now at this point, it's very important when you're making risotto, don't go wandering off. Don't think, oh, it will be all right, I'll go and do something else. Because it won't. It needs to be stirred every couple of minutes. From start to finish, it's going to take about 20 minutes. Touch of olive oil into the pan. And we're going to start off by just crisping up our Parma ham. Just really gently, and the smell coming off that is absolutely amazing. Move the ham around using a wooden spoon, and it will just start to crisp up really nicely. So now you see the ham is starting to crisp up. Add a few of these little porcini mushrooms. Don't move them around too vigorously. We don't want to lose the heat of the pan. And you don't want to overcook these mushrooms. Otherwise they take on this bitter sort of flavour. Whilst you're cooking though, don't forget about the wine. You're the cook. You can always help yourself to a glass of wine. Now this is delicious. This is a Saint-Véran wine from the Burgundy region. It's a young wine. It's unwooded and it's beautiful. It's perfect for this risotto, which is very creamy and rich. And this has that acidity to cut through it. Back to our risotto though. I'm going to put that lovely fried Parma ham and porcini mushrooms into that. A little bit more stock. So I'm just adding half a ladle at a time now to get the right consistency. It just wants to be dropping from the spoon. In go some peas. Again, about 4 tablespoons go in there. You don't want to sort of completely overpower it with peas. Now, what are we going to put? Some rocket in there. And when I add the rocket, I'm just going to give it a little chop. Run my knife through it. We add that. It's very, very strong. It's got a very strong mustardy flavour. So we don't want too much of that. Oh yeah, that looks sensational now. And then, finally, some of that mascarpone. Stirring it through. You see, oh, it just starts to melt into the risotto. A lovely creamy consistency. And that's it now. We're just going to spoon this up onto a plate. Now, of course, finally, the king of cheeses. We're going to grate over a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. And there you have the perfect risotto, even better with some of this beautiful Burgundy wine, that's Saint Varan. Now for more information on Parmigiano Reggiano, some of that wonderful Parma ham and the Burgundy wine, go to our website on discovertheorigin.co.uk.